so the calls from my telephone. No sense of smell.
I got a note the assistant GM wanted to see me a few weeks later. I thought I might be in trouble, but turned out to be something totally different. The assistant GM made his notes and thanked me. You can imagine my surprise when I read later that we'd actually signed him. The next day, we were doing the meet and greet in the locker room when Coach came in and told us to suit up. We had a training plan, and once we had our cleats laced up and our helmets on, we hit the practice field. If practice makes perfect, then we just had one that was close to ideal, and we weren't the only ones who thought so. We'd made a big splash in the preseason. The regular season was just a week away. Time to ride the wave and hope we don't wipe out.
Today, from U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, it's Week 1 of the NFL on EA Sports. Minnesota Vikings taking on the Washington football team.
A very warm day outside by Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at U.S. Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Washington football team and the Minnesota Vikings. With my good friend Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we have arrived at another new season. Had a little more pep in my step this morning. I know you did as well. Here we go.
Yeah, when you went out for your 5-mile jog, you were flying. You did it in record time because you were psyched up about this game. But let's be frank about it. No more radio shows, no more podcasts, no more just predicting what's going to happen. Now we get to see it on the field.
Out comes Washington here offensively, and their man under center, Dwayne Haskins, the number 15 pick out of Ohio State in 2019. First carry here for Joe Mixon. 5 yards on the game's first play, second down.
The ball carrier.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage. tight end's going to be able to catch the football and handle that contact. But in this case, maybe a little too much target to hit. That one was timed well, incomplete.
From the gun, Haskins on third down. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off around the 41. And they will finally run him down, but not until he brings this one all the way back down inside the 10-yard line. So excellent starting position here for the Vikings. And leading them, Charles, their quarterback, their field general. First and goal, a good chance for our first touchdown of the new season. They'll run with Cook. And he's going to pull his way down to about the 1-yard line. A good run on first down, and now they contemplate a second and goal situation.
Brings up second and goal.
They'll run for it with Cook. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. Taking it in from a yard out. And the Vikings have taken a first quarter lead. He's got it, and the Vikings take a 7-0 lead. Well, that drive started with not a whole lot of real estate in front of them. In plus territory, excellent field position. 2 plays later, pay dirt. Just following the touchdown, Rohrwasser handles the kickoff duties. Taking it about the 1. And able to get this out to the 25.
Takes over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Now Washington going to retake the field for drive number 2. They had the auspicious beginning to the season, a first drive turnover. Now they'll try again here, first and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to second and 10 from the 25. Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
A gain of 9. Brings up third.
They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. 15 yards the pickup. First down, Washington.
Right at midfield.
So the new season upon us. Every team, of course, big expectations. But the expectations are a little different for this offense. They've got one of the most talented teams in all of the National Football League. They think big things are on the way.
And I got a call from another coach in the league partner who jokingly, and maybe half-jokingly, was asking, did they take the offseason off? Because all I keep hearing is how they're having great practices. And I told him I've heard the exact same thing. People have told you and me that they're like a well-oiled machine already. So the only concern that we're both going to have, with all that talent running around on offense and more being added, there's only one football to go around. If they keep ego out of it, they should be one of the top offenses in the league.
A good pickup there, 21 yards. He missed on his first 3 passes, was 0 for 3. Now gets a connection. Maybe that'll get him going.
Yeah, it wasn't a time for panic, but there was some concern because once you start in a certain pattern, you're wondering, can you get out of it? And that flips the other way, too, when you're throwing it really well. In this case, now he's got his first completion. They think he might be off to the races.
They show run with 3 tight ends here on first down. Looking to throw, Haskins. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
Washington.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field, and here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal. They'll give it to Mixon. And he is into the end zone. zone for a Washington touchdown.
On the carry.
An 8-yard touchdown run. And Washington now an extra point away from tying this thing up.
In as many coaches' meetings as we sit in, we hear the word finish all the time, don't we? And on that play, the back actually finished getting into the end zone, breaking the last tackle. Tried to wrap up, tried to use the proper technique, just wasn't able to get it done.
It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. So that drive, 6 plays, 75 yards. And it all culminated in the touchdown run coming from Joe Mixon. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Vikings taking the field here for their second drive of the game. They were successful last time finding the end zone on their opening drive of the season. And they'll get another shot here with a 1st and 10. They start the drive with Cook, and he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Look, all any running back wants is a little bit of room, a little bit of space in order to maneuver, but he also understands how difficult it is for his offensive line up front, so if they give him any space, he realizes his job to make more out of it than what they give him, picks up 3 on that carry.
Bowen's pass.
I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that. So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. The Vikings send out their punter as he's on a punt for the first time this afternoon. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. Now we get another look at Washington on offense. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
Haskins and the Washington offense going to come up here 1st and 10 at their own 37. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a 1st down.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
Now Haskins on 1st down. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. This is Mixon on the draw. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 15 yards the pickup. 1st down, Washington.
Well, remember, they tried to give him the ball and let him run on the last play, but I think the light bulb went off in their play caller's mind, and this time, They get it to him the more conventional way, and it's much more successful as well.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They go play action with Haskins. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington.
Touchdown, Washington.
And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle third of the field.
And that's really difficult to do because ordinarily the safeties are back there to prevent that happening. But they found the opening and exploited it.
Here's Gay now to add the extra point. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And it was polished off by a Washington touchdown. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this carries into the end zone. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
25-yard line.
The Vikings head out to take over once again. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Yeah, this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Sean Dion Hamilton was there to bring him down defensively. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. On the carry, it's Cook. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
On the carry.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
That's good. We're up minutes.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
That's complete to Justin Jefferson. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Brings up second.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Off the bootleg. Bowen. It's caught on the right side at Smith. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46.
That's good. We're up.
We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
2nd down at 6 now from the 42. Operating from the gun. Bowen. His throw incomplete.
Nowadays, quarterbacks don't mind throwing into coverage because of the confidence they have in their receivers to come down with the ball. But sometimes you have to be careful you don't get too confident and throw an interception.
And that is incomplete.
Everything about that play tells you about today's NFL offenses and what they're asking out of running backs. You can't just be a guy who can run the football. You have to be able to catch it as well, and he didn't get that done on that play.
Oh, he takes it in, doesn't let it bounce. He takes it at the 2. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And the Washington offense will be backed up to start this drive as they've got it 1st and 10. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
At the 17-yard line.
From the 17, Haskins. And his throw here's incomplete. There defensively to make the play, Joejuan Williams. So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Here's Haskins. They'll roll him out right. Now he'll let it. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way down to the 36-yard line. It's a big play there for Washington on 3rd down. 47 yards.
Now that one hurts defensively. They force them into 3rd and long, had the advantage, yet they give up the big play right there.
Yeah, their offense was already warming up on the sideline, ready to come out. So much for that 3 and out. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. From the gun, a give to Mixon. And he'll be taken down at the 34. They follow up that gigantic gain with the tiniest of pickups, 1 yard.
1 yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
On 2nd and 9, Haskins got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 16. That one good for a 1st down pickup of 18 yards.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Haskins on 1st down. Haskins hit, and he lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. The defense, they were swarming that time and ultimately got to him before he could get rid of the football and knocked it free.
And don't you feel just a little bit of sympathy for him back there, though? So much going on, so much swirling around. He's trying to find someone downfield. He's trying to move around to find an open target. Sometimes you forget the number one thing, take care of the football.
Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. They'll only get a couple up to about the 30.
Number 33, Dalvin Cook.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
The handoff to Dalvin Cook.
So if you've been playing defense in this one, there's a little bit of the good and some bad, because they did give up the touchdown run to him earlier, but shut him down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they've contained him very well. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
They really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
A 10th carry of the game for Cook. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Brandon, we just saw the benefits of being able to run the ball successfully. They pick up 4 yards on that carry. So now if you're a play caller, you can do just about anything you want. But on the defensive side of the ball, you're scrambling a little bit. Now you're behind trying to figure out, do I need to blitz him? Do I need to pressure him? How do I gain an advantage on this snap? Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42.
That's good.
Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
I always appreciate runners who understand situations. That was just 3rd and inches. No reason to dance around in the backfield and try and break off a bigger play. Just go pick up the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
To their 30-yard line. 12 yards there. First down, Vikings.
1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Through one quarter, 14-7 our score.
Washington 14, Vikings 7.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. On the ground, it's Cook. Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now. Hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
Over the middle, and it's incomplete. He was trying to find Justin Jefferson there, and that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down. And that throw behind his man, he missed him, incomplete. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Back to throw. Bowen setting up the screen for Cook. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. That winds up being a 4-yard loss and leads to 4th down.
I love the intelligence the defense just showed there. Read their keys, saw the screen developing, ran to it, and smothered it. What a 3rd down stop by them.
So out comes Justin Rohrwasser in the field goal unit. It'll come from the right hash. It's a 47-yard attempt. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10.
Vikings 10.
So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, Parker, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone and get you 6?
1st and 10 at their own 28.
Here again comes Dwayne Haskins and company. And they must have seen something leading up to this one that said, hey, we're going to be able to go deep because they've gone deep with a lot of success.
And pick your phrase, pick your code words, your buzzwords, whatever, vertical stretch, deep passes, go routes, right? What's that route you love? What's that route you love?
4 verts.
4 verts. All of it working because they're able to find ways to get deep and for him to show off that big, big arm.
We see some of that big arm right here. He has been great. Haskins in the Washington offense going to come up here 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
2nd and 5 now. Haskins, and that is incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
Yards to go.
Washington on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Slings this deep from McLaurin. He's got it at the 15. And finally, he is out of bounds, but not before taking it down near the 15.
15-yard gain.
Well, partner, that's how you make a long drive suddenly not so long anymore. One big play, and they're already in field goal range with designs on getting more than that.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Now Joe Mixon. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Not quite the success they had last play. This one goes for 3 yards.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
His throw caught at about the 5. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. That catch puts him right at 100 yards receiving now, and it also gives him a 1st down.
I think a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker, and you've got to deliver the ball on time. Your biggest worry? Ball gets tipped in the air, because if that happens, then it's fair game for the defense.
And he gets halfway home from the 4 down to the 2-yard line. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. Mixon trying to punch it in. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. Joe Mixon, already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And Washington is able to stretch their lead. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. And it'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
It's good, and it's 21-10. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it all culminated in the touchdown run coming from Joe Mixon. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Takes this about 5 yards deep. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
You see Dalvin Cook in the offense heading back out. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the 2nd quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call it in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
Running on 1st down is Cook, but he didn't find much there. Call it a gain of 3. 2nd down. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. From the gun, Bowen throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he brings this up to the 46, good enough for the 1st. Got what they needed there. The drive continues with a 9-yard pickup.
We often talk about understanding the playbook, understanding progressions, and understanding what the defense is doing. We saw all of that on that play. Great recognition and understood where his running back was going to be. Found a way to have him leak out underneath hit him with the football, and they picked up the first down.
Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. He gets it left side to Johnson. And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
2nd and 6.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Back to the ground. Cook.
Dalvin Cook, the ball carrier.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 9-yard line. It's 37. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first.
Good, strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. From the gun, it's a give to Cook. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35.
The tackle.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1.
Now that was a big run. It takes them all the way down to the 1-yard line, and that'll shake the confidence of any defense. So when they're looking for a little bit of support now, looking at their defensive coordinator, if I'm him, I dial up some pressure. I just go after them, because otherwise you're still playing back on your heels, and that's not going to help your defense at all.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll try to run this one in. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
It's a loss.
Defense really sold out there to stop the run. Understandable down near the goal line. Now on 2nd down, you have to wonder, might we see play action here and a flip right over the top?
So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal. Give to Cook out of the gun. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. Dalvin Cook, already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Vikings are able to make this a close game again. On that sideline, they're saying that was more like it. The first down run went backwards, that time into the end zone.
And I like their little bit of courage in play calling, too. Because after an unsuccessful run, especially one where you lose yardage, you oftentimes go right to throwing the football. They came right back with a running play, and it paid off handsomely.
Wasser on for the PAT. And he's got it to make this a 21-17 game. So that drive, 12 plays in length. And it's capped off by the touchdown run coming from Dalvin Cook. Following the touchdown, Wasser handles the kickoff duties. Taken in at the 3. And with a marker down, he's up just past the 25-yard line, but I think they're going to be going backwards. Let's check the call.
Why are we doing this?
Well, that holding call set him up with not great field position.
Not at all when you tack on the penalty. With that field position after the return wasn't terrific, it's not a great starting field position as well.
He's going to rifle one deep left side, and that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit him over the top, unsuccessfully.
And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. 11 yards there, first down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Three tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. On the run, it's Mixon. And he stopped immediately there. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. Washington on 3rd down. They've been near perfect. 4 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. He's got his tight end, David Njoku. And he's got the 1st down yardage before being taken down at midfield.
21 yards.
Great way to convert on 3rd down there. 21 yards the play. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the 1st half.
And he's going to break our statistician Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to continue to be accurate.
1st and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
He's brought down.
8 yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2.
Brings up 2nd and 2.
Mixon. And he's going to be stopped just short of the 1st down marker at the Vikings 35.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
On 1st down, it's Haskins. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
He certainly had a good game throwing the ball so far, but I think he was trying to take that from good to great with that throw, trying to get one downfield.
They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
3rd down. Here's Haskins. And almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's 4th down.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
And this one is right down the middle. And they will open their lead up to a touchdown at 24-17.
Vikings 17.
These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
5-yard line.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. To throw again. Bowen. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Well, that one was all about the defender making life difficult for the receiver. Very tough for a guy to hold on to the football through all that contact. He ends up forcing the incompletion.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. Operating from the gun. Bowen. He gets this one into the hands of Dalvin Cook. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking first down.
That was just a good example of taking what the defense gave him. No one open downfield, knew where his safety valve was, swung it out to him. He gets upfield and picks up the first down. Well done all the way around.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back, and he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. A good first down call as the screenplay gets him 9. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Well, the second down throw on target. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It's a first down on a gain of 10. He's going to get this one down to Cook. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
On first down, Bowen. Johnson with a completion over the middle. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. That one good for 20 on the catch and run. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. So not quite a first and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. On 1st and 10, Bowen. That's complete right around the 8. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. And it's caught. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
Play number 9 set to come here on the drive on 3rd and 2. Now a run with Cook, and he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Vikings are an extra point away from tying this thing up. These two teams in this first half, it's been fun. Back and forth, back and forth. Well, it's not fun for the defensive coordinators, but offensive coordinators are enjoying it.
Yeah, they're having streaks here, aren't they? Being able to put scores together and really bunch them up, and we have a tight game here. You know, we often talk about having the right shoes for the right turf. Today it's track shoes. That's what we've seen with these offenses.
Yeah, it's been an absolute track meet so far. Fun to watch. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. So the drive goes 75 yards, 10 plays, and it's capped off by the touchdown run coming from Dalvin Cook. Nothing separating these two sides. 24 all our score as he sends this one away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30.
Takes over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The Washington offense set to take over. And we're under a minute to go here in what's been an even first half, all tied up.
Yeah, still time to make something happen, too. A couple completions, just string them together. Could get into field goal range. Let's see what happens.
Just over 30 seconds to go in the half. They've got it 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Haskins. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. So the contact came before the ball got there, and the flag is thrown.
Timing is everything, isn't it? And it's so hard to cover these great receivers. They have such great body control, and they can fake you out. In this case, as you described, got there before the ball got to the receiver.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 13. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
Intercepted.
That late in the clock, second quarter, why not just run it a time or two and get it into the locker room?
What you're saying makes absolutely perfect sense. Run it and get out of there. But I'm just wondering if the pressure of today's NFL and the high-powered offenses that you're facing may have forced them into saying, let's try and get some more points.
And now out comes Minnesota. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Throwing on first down. Bowen. That'll be complete to Cook. The Vikings going to use their third and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. In need of only about the length of the football here on second down. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. He was trying to find Justin Jefferson there. And it's third down.
It's now third down and less than a yard.
An incomplete pass on second down leads us to third and inches. From the gun, Bowen. And he finds Cook. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome back to football, everybody. We've got a full slate of 16 games here to start the new season. So let's take our first trip around the NFL. We'll get started up at Lincoln Financial Field in Philly. And in the late stages of the first half, it's the Lions who are out in front. Jared Goff has a touchdown pass. From there, we head to the Big Apple, more specifically to MetLife Stadium in Jersey to check on the Giants. And they've got the lead over the visiting Chicago Bears. Daniel Jones has thrown a touchdown pass. Finally, let's get up to the place they call Titletown, Green Bay, Wisconsin, to see what's happening with the Packers. In that game, all square as they take on the visiting Seahawks. Meanwhile, in our game, no shortage of offense as each team has been able to move the ball effectively. Will the defenses show up in the second half? To find out, we give it back to our commentators, Brandon Cotton and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. This will make it into the end zone, and the half will begin with a touchback. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game. We'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You've got everything going your way. You've probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you.
I think you'd agree that looked like the right call from up here.
No doubt about it. What everyone has to understand is that the officials are going to be right on the play each and every time. You may not like the call, but they're usually spot on.
Cook following the penalty. bringing him down there, Jonathan Allen.
The ball carrier.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
And he'll take this one across the 45 up to about the 46-yard line.
On the stop.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
This one brought in by Jefferson. And he's got the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 49. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
Washington that scoops it up. 20. And he gets it back into the end zone. It's a fumble recovery leading to a Washington touchdown. So many times tight games decided by one big play. And a lot of times, of course, it's the offense. Here, it's the defense coming up huge.
And you know head coaches walk around locker rooms, walk around bench areas saying, guys, somebody make a play. It's a cliche, but it applies here.
Gay is on for the point after. And they will take a 7-point lead now. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25.
25-yard line.
Minnesota now ready for their next possession. First down, here's the run with Cook. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
The ball carrier.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Looking to throw. Bowen, man open, that's Kiki QT, complete.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now Cook, he's got it off the draw. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. 38-yard line, 2nd and 9. Operating from the gun. Bowen toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete.
Thrown away and incomplete.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. From the gun, Bowen. Complete. Jefferson the target. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down. The Vikings send out their punter as he's on here to punt it away. Call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the 3rd quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Now a throw here going to be taken in by the tight end Njoku. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
And the Washington first down.
Mixon with a first down carry. And the hole closes quickly. He gets it across the 35 to the 36-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
They'll stay on the ground. Mixon again. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Something to watch here in week 1 of the season, tackling. Because you and I both know that in the preseason, a lot of these guys don't play a whole lot. Plus, the intensity and the speed really ratchets up on opening week.
So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45. Here's Haskins out of the gun. And he's got his man on the out route. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
It's a gain of 8.
Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
I'm not sure how much more evidence they need, partner, than to understand that if they don't start to slow him down, it's going to be a long afternoon here at the stadium because he is just shredding them at this point. And let's face it, coming into the game, they knew he would be the focal point of their attack. This is going to take an 11-man unit on the defensive side to start making plays.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
On the carry.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense gets a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. He's going to go up top for the end zone. And this is taken in for a Washington touchdown.
Touchdown, Washington.
That seemed pretty ideal there for the offense, Charles. You take a little bit of time off the clock here in the 3rd quarter, decent length drive, and you pad your lead as well at the end of it.
And what it does is let you feel like you're in control of this game, even more so than a 2-touchdown lead, right? Because you have taken that time off, as you noted, which means they couldn't get you off the field. You ran your playbook the way you wanted to, and you gave your defense some rest. What a big-time drive in that situation.
And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So an 8-play drive covering 80 yards. And the result, a touchdown for Washington. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Takes this about 5 yards deep. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
25-yard line.
Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's going to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game. Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
And they'll work from the 29 on 2nd and 6. Operating from the gun. Bowen. Open man is QT, complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. 11 yards there, first down.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. On first down, it's Cook. He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42.
Well, from an offensive perspective, that was a tough run because he only picked up 3 yards. Well, let's flip it over to the defensive side. They now have the advantage. 3 3-yard gains. That means they're punting the ball likely on 4th down. That's what you're looking for when you're playing defense.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side.
Bowen's pass. Complete.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. On the carry, it's Cook. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 12 yards there, first down Vikings.
Minnesota Vikings.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? They looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. From the gun, Bowen to the right side and complete to Jefferson. And he's taken down inside the 30. 11 more on that one and another first down.
1st and 10 at the 28-yard line.
They'll run on first down. It's Cook. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
From the gun on 3rd down, Bowen. Got an open man, it's QT. And they just keep marching right along. First down on a pickup of 8 there. Well, they've had a great, impressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues.
And not only do you continue the drive, which is demoralizing for the guys on the defensive side of the ball right now, but you make your own defense happy. They're able to get a little more rest over on the sidelines while this one continues downfield.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. They run, Cook. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere.
The ball carrier.
No gain on the play there, 2nd down. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
2nd and 10, 3rd quarter of the season opener. Operating from the gun, Bowen. His throw caught at about the 5. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard.
They sure put the coverage guys in a stress on that one. They thought they were going deep. Ends up curling inside for a nice chunk of yardage.
The last catch nearly got him a first, but it did not, and they'll try to convert on 3rd and inches. And it's caught in the end zone for the Viking touchdown by Justin Jefferson. A 5-yard touchdown catch, and the Vikings are able to make this a close game again. Well, it was 3rd and 1. I was expecting run, so much for that. They pass it, they score it.
That had the feel of the head coach telling the offensive coordinator, you've got 4 downs here. We're going to go for it on 4th down unless there's a disaster on 3rd. Go ahead and take a shot if you want to. And he gratefully accepted the opportunity and did exactly that. If they didn't get it there, that had the feel that they would come back and try it on 4th down.
And that'll cut the lead down now to a touchdown. That one in the books as a 12-play drive. And it's polished off by a Vikings score. Following the touchdown, Rohrwasser handles the kickoff duties. Taking it about the 1. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
10 at their own 30-yard line.
Joe Mixon and the rest of his offense making their way back onto the field. He's already hit pay dirt twice. He's up over 100 yards. He is feeling good.
And he's just zipping along today. Everything coming together for him. It's that type of a day that you see a back just kind of have a grin on his face every time his number is called, because he doesn't feel like there are going to be any lost yardage plays, nothing but big-time positive runs.
Making the sideline grin as well. Haskins looking to throw on 1st down. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington.
Complete to
a big play there with now 3 Week 1 touchdowns. And Washington going to add on to their lead.
Well, that is certainly a deflator right there defensively. Their guys just came off of a touchdown drive. They're back in the game, and then bam, they give up a touchdown 1 play later. How about that?
And the momentum, which seemingly had shifted the other direction, thought we might be seeing a comeback. That momentum right back the other way.
Well, that is certainly not complimentary football that we saw right there. The defense is supposed to help their offense, not give up another touchdown.
Extra point by Gay is up and good. And the lead now up to 14. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt a return. Dalvin Cook taking the field for the Vikings' next possession. And the numbers for him pretty solid, really. He's run it well. He's caught it pretty well, but they're still far behind the 8 ball on the scoreboard.
Not able to use his talents, as you noted, to narrow the gap in the scoreboard. Sometimes it's a bend but don't break, right? He gets his yardage. That's cool, but it's not paying off on the scoreboard. They're not getting the points necessary. And if you're a defensive team, you'll give up that yardage for the kind of lead they have.
That's what I was going to ask you. Sometimes you say, let this guy do his thing. Let's control what we can control elsewhere.
Yeah, exactly. Take away the rest of the guys. Don't let them hurt you as well. But the biggest one is they've contained him well enough that they've been able to increase their lead. You've got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
At the 23, it's 2nd and 12. Back to throw. Bowen, short throw to Smith. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner?
This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 42. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. Both defenses have had their struggles, but they've been good enough to get them this lead, and another nice play there to help preserve the lead.
It's been a game of punch-counter-punch, hasn't it? All throughout. But this time, the big swing was taken, and it didn't land. Nice play by them on defense.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. From the gun to give to Mixon. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9 at the Vikings 30.
Off the play fake. Here's Haskins. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. And even 30 yards on a play that began back at the 30.
Oh, I think we all understand his disappointment. Didn't quite get to the end zone, and you know it's just got to be tough to see a yard line underneath you after a play like that. Still, all in all, a huge play, and now they're set up 1st and goal at the 1.
Looks like a jumbo set with 3 tight ends here for 1st and goal. Here's a run with Mixon, and he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. Joe Mixon with now 3 Week 1 touchdowns. And the interception by the Washington defense leads to a touchdown. He keeps carrying the ball into the end zone, and in this one, he's sort of carrying the team on his back.
He's the reason that they lead right now, no question about it. And you talk about on his back, he's not minding the extra weight at all, is he? Carrying that just as lightly as he does the football. Yeah, what a great performance so far.
Those 3 touchdowns, it's got him in the lead. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21 points. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it all culminated in the touchdown run coming from Joe Mixon. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Takes this about 5 yards deep. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. And now out comes Minnesota. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. Daron Payne able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. And they weren't in zone coverage, they were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Now Cook. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
Carrier. Chase Young on the tackle. An 11-yard pickup leads to 3rd and 6.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. A couple of extra defensive backs in the ball game here on 3rd and 6. From the gun, Bowen. Hit from behind, and he's going to be driven down.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And he's got room. And it's a huge return as he brings this all the way back down to the 15-yard line. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Now Joe Mixon. And he's going to work this one down to about the 5.
Mixon, the ball carrier.
Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
It's a gain of 9.
From the 5 now, 2nd and a yard. Out of the shotgun, Haskins. And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington.
Complete to number 7.
A 5-yard touchdown. And Washington able to capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Turning into a really good performance on the road. Week 1, you're just hoping for that first win. It's tough to do it away from home, though, but they're looking strong.
It certainly is. Any road win in the NFL is a great road win. I mean, it just does not matter whether it's supposed to be tough or not. In this particular situation, how great will they feel leaving with a win on the road against a tough opponent?
Little work still to do, though. Extra point by Gay is up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 28. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. And whatever promise they showed in the preseason has not translated into week 1 because they have not been particularly competitive here at home, no less. So these fans just kind of beside themselves right now. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And Cook has it left side. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. That catch good for only a couple. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Throw left side complete. That's Cook. He felt the pressure coming there. That was a good job of just making something out of nothing, so to speak.
Yeah, took the hit and still made the play. You know, when we talk about runners, all right, on running plays, runs after contact, we call that getting dirty yards, tough, gritty ones. To me, that's like the version of a dirty pass. He knows he's going to get smacked, yet still delivers the football and picks up good yardage. How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And he's got his tight end. That's Smith. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
On 1st down, Bowen. Now they go screen. It's complete. 7 yards there on the 1st down screen play.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down. In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Now a throw here secured by his running back out of the backfield. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and it'll be 2nd and about a yard. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best. It keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make him make someone miss in the open field.
A gain of 13. It's a 1st down.
At the 25-yard line.
On 1st and 10, Bowen. Over the middle to Smith. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. That was the 9th play of the drive, and they pick up 9 yards with it.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
The interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11.
That's good.
A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
11-yard line.
Throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. He was trying to find Justin Jefferson there. And now it's second down.
It's second
After
down.
the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Bowen. This will be caught at about the 6. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. Great change up there on the route and got that inside release, made it a successful pitch and catch.
Well, the first thing you want to do is have him thinking that you're going outside, make a move in that direction. Then you really don't run the route against the whole body of the defender. You run against a half of him in the inside half, and he took it right across his face, got inside, and won that route in a big way.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
On 4th down. Bowen. And not much on the return there. He'll take it only up to the 9-yard line.
Intercepted by Washington.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
Washington on 3rd down. They've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. On the delay, it's Mixon. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. Bit of a surprise. They ran it on 3rd and medium. Proved to be the right call. 1st and 10.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Back to Mixon on 1st down. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so. Options galore here. 2nd and a few inches. They'll run with Mixon. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. A couple of first downs have them to the 40 now on 1st and 10. They'll run here with Mixon. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
It's a pickup of 17 and a first down.
So finally, at this stage of the game, he lets his legs carry him for a big-time first down. But I think this is all set up by his eyes throughout the game. He's been taking it all in as he's watched this thing unfold. And finally, the eyes carried the legs and took him downfield.
You're right. His longest run of the game waited till the 4th quarter, and maybe that lulled the defense to sleep a little bit. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Now they run with Mixon. They'll fight forward for a couple down inside the 40.
Joe Mixon.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
He's going to fire one deep over the middle, and he can't hang on. He had a good shot there for his third pick of the game. Instead, it's third down.
After what they've faced during this game where they've given up a ton of yards downfield, there has to be a measure of revenge right there for the secondary. They've been shredded throughout the game and finally forced an incompletion.
And that is incomplete.
Haskins pass.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
The kick is good. Makes this Washington 62, Vikings 31.
So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the fourth.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Takes this about 5 yards deep. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. Minnesota now ready for their next possession. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you...
And the Washington pressure gets to him. He will go down. Chase Young. Credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6.
So if we recount real quick, he had the touchdown earlier, and now he comes up with the sack here. No doubt about it, he's having himself a game.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Operating from the gun.
Bowen's pass.
Another incomplete pass there. What do you take from this game offensively?
Well, you know it's tough to really analyze for them because it is a team game, right? And let's be honest, though. The defense did them no favors in this one at all. Offense actually moved the ball. So, bottom line, film session, defense, it's going to be a real tough one for them. Offense, they'll get a little bit of praise.
Middle of the field to Jefferson. And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
And they're going to go for this. Just 1 for 3 so far on 4th down tries. They're trying again. From the gun. Bowen got an open man, finding Jefferson. And they work this well upfield across the 45. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
Well, I'd look down at my play sheet, and what I would find, plays have been successful throughout the game that have worked at the distance you need, and that's exactly what they got done.
Throwing on 1st down. Bowen. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
That was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Back to throw again. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete.
Bowen's pass complete to Justin Jefferson. It's a pickup.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll lead here to a 3rd down. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. CD, this defense, man, at this rate, they're just having fun out there right now.
And normally with this type of a lead, if you're a starter on defense, you're saying, hey, let the other guys play. But with this going on, no one wants to come out of the game. They all want their shot at picking off a pass.
They try to eat some clock with Mixon. Mixon with a 1st down and more. And all the way up to the 37-yard line. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
Brendan, every great running backs coach I've talked with has always talked about when you have great vision, you're not consciously thinking about your cuts and your moves. You're just doing them. And I think that's what we're seeing tonight. He's about run them into submission, hasn't he?
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was just going to use that phrase. He has run them into submission.
Wave the white flag.
And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. On the run, it's Mixon. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Tackle made by Michael Pierce.
Haskins going to try to throw it. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Operating from the gun. Haskins throwing left side. It's complete. There he goes left side. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, there's just about a minute left in this game, and they're still taking it into the end zone. And you know they could have taken a knee there, but they decided to play this one all the way out. And I think their philosophy is, we're going to give you everything we've got. If we just go ahead and take a knee now, we're actually showing you disrespect that way, like taking pity on you. They're not about to do that to their opponent.
Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it was polished off by a Washington touchdown. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
At their own.
The Vikings ready to go again on offense. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
At the 30.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Over the middle, complete. It's Smith. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys are just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for Washington, it's a fantastic start as they roll to a blowout victory here in the season opener. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Big D to take on the Cowboys. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll try and turn things around next week as they have a date at Soldier Field with the Chicago Bears.
We were all riding high after the win. Back in the locker room, I checked my phone and saw tons of rumors about players who wanted to be traded to our team. figured it couldn't hurt to mention it to the assistant GM, and sure enough, when I brought it up, he was more than receptive.
Didn't your offense have a nickname that year? What was it?
One of our offensive linemen came up with Super Duper Dub Club, and it made us laugh so hard, we used it for the rest of the season.